Love doesn't always arrive with fireworks or dramatic declarations. Sometimes it enters gently, like light seeping into a dark room. In these BL dramas, love isn't just romantic, it's transformative. It finds people at their most broken and doesn't try to fix them, but stays patiently while they learn to fix themselves. Today, we're exploring the top 8 BL dramas where love healed the wounds. Raw, beautiful stories where the deepest connection began not with sparks, but with empathy. Jim is a man worn down by life, grief over a past love, guilt, and a kind of emotional numbness. He runs his diner like a ritual, trying to keep the world at bay. One vibrant and sincere walks in one night, not just to order food, but to awaken something long buried. Their story is a slow burn, stitched together with stolen glances and hard conversations. Healing moment. There's a moment where one tells Jim, "You don't need to carry it alone anymore." It's not a grand confession. It's a gentle offering of support. That's where the healing begins. A rare coming-of-age story that dares to span decades. From innocent schoolboy days to the complicated trenches of adulthood, Ito and Nishi try to hold on to their love while life pushes them apart. The heartbreak in this drama doesn't just come from external pressure. It's about how people change, and how love has to evolve too. Healing moment. That rooftop embrace after years of silence. They're older, bruised by life, but their eyes say the same thing they did as teenagers. "I still choose you." That reunion isn't just about love, it's about forgiveness, growth, and grace. In a world that misunderstands him, Daeyeol is always on the defensive, until he meets Jo Tae-hyun, who seems to carry his own invisible scars. What starts as tension slowly unravels into understanding. They don't fall in love quickly, and that's what makes their journey powerful, because trust comes before romance. Healing moment. One night, after a brutal day, Daeyeol leans against Taehyun in silence. No words, no explanation. Taehyun doesn't ask. He just stays. That's the real turning point, being accepted without needing to explain your pain. Kawi is awkward, insecure, and convinced that his life has been one long list of missed chances. When he magically gets the ability to time travel, he tries to fix everything. But it's Paisang's unconditional love that really changes him. Paisang sees Kawi's flaws, his spirals, his self-sabotage, and loves him anyway. Healing moment. The rainy rooftop scene where Kawi lashes out in frustration, and Paisang simply says, "You don't have to be perfect to be loved." That moment undoes years of shame Kawi's carried, and begins something real. Siwon has always felt the need to perform, to appear flawless so no one can reject him. Behind his smile is a boy terrified of being unwanted. Hyungda becomes his mirror, not judging, just quietly understanding. Their relationship unfolds not in drama, but in day-to-day vulnerability. Healing moment. Siwon admits he's afraid that if he stops being perfect, he won't be loved. Hyungda looks at him, eyes soft, and replies, "You don't need to earn love." That line rewrites Siwon's entire worldview. Healing sometimes looks like someone saying, "Stay, even if you're a mess." Gun is passionate, about music, about doing things his way, about carving a space where he can just be. But that passion comes at a cost. He's constantly under pressure. From school, from his family, from the expectations he's placed on himself. He walks through life like a spark about to burn out, always trying to prove he deserves to take up space. And then there's Tin, calm, composed, seemingly everything Gun is not. But beneath that quiet exterior is someone who pays attention. Tin doesn't try to mold Gun or silence him. He simply offers something rare and precious, space. The space to be seen without judgment, to be heard without needing to justify every emotion. Healing moment. In one of the most vulnerable scenes, Gun collapses into frustration in the music room, doubting his talent, his worth, his place. He spirals, convinced that maybe trying isn't enough. Then Tin walks in. He doesn't rush over, doesn't launch into a speech. Instead, he sits beside Gun, close but not suffocating, and quietly begins to strum the guitar. No words, just a melody, soft, steady grounding. It's not a fix. It's a gesture. One that says, "You're not broken. You don't have to earn love or approval here. I'm with you just like this." In that silence, Gun finds something he's never really been given. Permission to fall apart without being abandoned. And that moment shifts everything. Because sometimes the loudest love isn't spoken, it's simply staying. This is what my school president gets so right, that healing doesn't always come in big declarations. Sometimes it's in a shared silence, a quiet guitar string, and the gentle presence of someone who chooses you even when you're not at your best. Shia, a professor and single father, hides his grief and exhaustion behind intellectual distance. Fei Xingzhe enters like a storm, messy, emotional, real. But he doesn't try to fix Shia. He just becomes part of his life, naturally, without pressure. Healing moment. The family dinner scene, where Shia realizes he doesn't have to compartmentalize his pain, his child, his identity. Fei Xingzhe belongs in all of it. It's not just romance, it's the start of a family. Team carries trauma, the kind that lingers in silence. It's in the way his eyes dart to exits, in the restless nights, in how he flinches from kindness as if he doesn't believe he deserves it. His pain isn't loud, but it's constant, a quiet weight he's grown used to carrying. And then there's Win. Win is calm, steady, but more than that, he sees Team. Not the version that smiles through discomfort, but the one who's unraveling underneath. Win doesn't press. He doesn't demand explanations or ask for vulnerability on a schedule. He simply stays, close enough to offer warmth, far enough to let Team come to him. Their love story isn't built on grand gestures. It's in the small comforts, waiting outside a door just to make sure someone makes it home, passing a bottle of water during a panic episode, draping a blanket over someone who hasn't asked but clearly needs it. It's love that whispers, "I'm here. Take your time." Healing moment. The poolside breakdown is one of the rawest scenes in the drama. Team is overwhelmed, spiraling, his chest tight, his breath shallow, his body stuck somewhere between memory and panic. And Win doesn't panic in return. He doesn't rush to ask what's wrong or try to stop the emotion. Instead, he kneels beside him, wraps his arms around him gently, and becomes still. He holds Team like a tether to the present, grounding him not with words but with presence. Win's voice is low, soothing. "It's okay. You're safe." And for someone who's lived with chaos in their chest, that kind of calm is everything. That's what Between Us captures with rare tenderness. The idea that healing doesn't always come from understanding the past. Sometimes, it comes from knowing that someone will sit with you in the aftermath. That you don't have to be fixed to be loved. That safety isn't a place, it's a person who says, "You don't have to go through this alone." And for Team, that's the beginning of something he's never truly had before: peace. Healing in these stories isn't loud. It isn't always dramatic. It's a hand held through grief, a whispered "I'm here," a shared silence. These BL dramas remind us that love isn't just romance, it's restoration. So which moment helped you believe in love again? Drop your favorite healing scene in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay for more love stories that don't just break hearts, they put them back together.